Good morning. I'm so happy that you are here today, and I have a wonderful program for you to teach you B2B marketing strategies. So when it comes to B2B sales, you have the old way and you have the new age way. So the old way was very simple. The sales rep would contact the decision maker, they'll schedule a meeting, they'll do their pitch, they'll close the sale, and they'll move on from there and rinse and repeat, do it again. But now, company owners, business corporations have a whole team of people that are dedicated to sourcing their own short list of prospective vendors to work with. It all starts with an online search. And from there, they're looking at the website, the social media channels, online business listings, online reviews, and any media attention that the company has attained. So the dilemma with that is this: you have less time to build relationships, you don't know all of the decision makers involved, you don't know who is, what the budget is, who's included with making the decision to move forward. Now you have thousands of options available at the click of the button on a Google search or an internet search. Vendors are choosing who they want based on price, which makes your service, your product a commodity now. And like I said earlier, more people involved in the decision-making process. You can have everything going great in the sales process, and then boom, one person turns the whole thing down. So that is the new way things are being done. So I want to share with you today 10 ways to stand out in the marketplace. Number one, define your target market. We're going to do an exercise where we're figuring out who we're trying to target in our marketing. You want to create a power statement. A power statement is pretty much what you just did a second ago when you introduced yourself, when you stood up. But I'm going to encourage you to change the way you're pitching yourself and have a complete paradigm shift when you're explaining your services to people. Also, defining the problems you solve. This is the foundation and the jumping off part for your entire marketing campaign and how you present yourself. Online presence, we'll address your website, your social media. We'll talk about a few ways to connect to the target audience once you define who they are. We'll talk about nurturing and building a relationship with your connections. And then we'll talk about what to do after you close the sale. We'll talk about what you do when you close the sale. And also referrals and testimonials. So we're going to address those 10 ways to stand out in the marketplace. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. So repeat after me. Seed time, and harvest. Seed time, and harvest. Okay, when a farmer plants his seed, he takes the seed, he puts it into the ground, and then he covers it with dirt, and then he nurtures it for a season with water and fertilizer, and then eventually the seed will turn into a plant, it will grow, and then the farmer will harvest the crop, okay? Likewise, you as B2B business professionals have a list of prospects that you're trying to connect to. And very much like a seed, you have to spread your message far and wide to the right prospects. And then you have to nurture that relationship in a various way. And then once the relationship is nurtured, it's going to blossom into a nice fruitful crop. You'll be able to close the sale. And then you take some steps to nurture it further to span off into other referral opportunities. So that is the process. Okay, but the first step is, what type of seat do we need? Who are we addressing? Who are we talking to? You can't talk to everyone, so let's break it down a few ways. Age, job title, location, income, industry, number of employees, and their main goal and objective in business. So once you have a general idea of some of these demographics, and then you might want to take it a step further and look at psychographics, that's a little deeper, then you can create your power statement, because now you know who you're talking to. So when someone asks you, what do you do, and you have an opportunity to stand in front of a crowd like this, I want to implore you to give only 3 sentences. 3 sentences, 10 seconds each for each sentence. Why, how, and what. Simon Sinek wrote a book called Start With Why. I'm reading it right now. It's phenomenal. And in it, he is telling everyone that you don't tell people what you do, because people don't care what you do. They only care why you do it. And so you start with why. How do you start with why? You just say, what is your cause and what do you believe? Simply, what is your cause and what do you believe? So he gave an example in the book with Apple. He said, we believe, Apple, Steve Jobs says, we believe in changing the status quo and doing things differently. The next step is to start with how, which is the process to which you do this. So you talk about specific actions taken to realize the why. So Apple's example is, our products are beautifully designed and easy to use. And then you talk about the what. Most people start with the what. I'm saying make what last, which is the result of what you do. What is the actual service? What is the proof that you actually know how to provide this service? And the result of the why. So Apple's example of what is, we make computers. Okay? So why, how, and what, 1 sentence for each. That's your new 30-second pitch. No longer will you start with what, because no one cares. You'll now start with why. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to pick a neighbor and discuss the why, how, and what, and also talk about the demographics that you serve. And you're actually going to fill your paper out for your neighbor. So you're going to interview your neighbor, and they're going to write down your demographics and target market for you, and they're going to write down your why, how, and what for you. So this is an interactive exercise. You're working with your partner, you're interviewing your partner, and they're going to write down your content for you, and that's going to be their paper. You're going to switch. All right, let's go.
Target market. So my main goal
All right, so the next step is to define the problems that you solve. And once you have your power statement in place, you can start to introduce yourself in this new way, starting with why. And then every single time that you market yourself or message, have your message on a piece of marketing material, a website, or social media, is coming from a place of defining the problems that you solve, so that way it resonates with someone at the precise moment they're in pain. They're in pain, and then they see something from you showing that you solved the actual problem that they're in. And that's when the connection happens. So people are out there saying, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. Like, who cares? I know 10 people who do that. But when you say, this is why I do it, and these are the problems I solve, it's like, oh, well, I think I want to work with you now because you get me. You understand what I'm going through. You see how that's a pivotal shift in the way you're positioning yourself and doing your messaging? Yep. Okay, so wanted to share this with you. Direct marketers Bob Hacker and Axel Anderson have defined several key copywriting concepts that motivate us to act. Fear, greed, guilt, exclusivity, anger, salvation, or flattery. So in your messaging, if you touch on any of these issues here, these emotions, then more than likely you will evoke someone to take the next step. So when we talked about the problems that you solve, I want you to talk about things that people care about. They want to make money, they want to save money, they want to save time, they want to feel better, they want to live better, and they want to improve their relationships. I mean, that's pretty much what most people want. So if you have a service that can address these problems here, you're in good shape. Only if you apply this problem-solving message to the following medium. The next step in improving your B2B marketing strategy is to improve your online presence. Most people, when they meet you, they will do a Google search of your name or they'll look you up on LinkedIn. So that's why it's important for you to have a professional headshot, a professional LinkedIn page, a professional website, and the website should have the messaging that shows how you solve the problem. You can show this through video, like Mark said, a branding video, a testimonial video, an About Us video. You can do this through a case study, showing first what the problem was, and then second, how you solved that problem for a company. You can do this through testimonials. Written testimonials are best when it's accompanied by a person's headshot or a familiar logo. So if you have logos from familiar brands, even if it's local brands that we know in the community, we'll see ourselves in that and say, I can identify with that logo because I know that's down the street from me. Or I was just in that store the other day. She works with him. She works with that company. Well, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me, right? So logos, familiar faces, testimonials, case studies, video, and you can show how your services are different from the competitors through comparison charts. People love visuals, they love graphs, they love photos. So if in any way you can express your message through a picture or through a video, that's the easiest way to consume the content on social media and through your website. So messaging, again, comes from the power statement. It comes from the problems that you solve, and it goes directly to your target market, which you've identified on your worksheet today. So through your website, through social media, you have great pictures, you have case studies, you have testimonials, you have video, you have graphs, you have comparison charts. This is creating a compelling case to show that you are the superior choice above your competitors. So I'm going to encourage you to have 3 calls to action on your website. Not 1, not 2, but 3 calls to action on your website. What kind of call to actions do you need? You need a call to action for someone who just met you. They just found out what you do, but they're not quite ready to buy anything yet because they just met you. And just like a person is not going to get married after the first date, they're not going to buy from you after seeing you for the first time, unless they're in a lot of pain. And that happens sometimes. Mm-hmm. Oh, Tracy, I need that. Let me buy it. But if they just met you, more than likely, they're just warming up to you. They're just getting to know you. And you need to have a call to action for someone that's just getting to know you and wanting to know more about you. That call to action should be free. So it can be a white paper, an ebook, it can be a free webinar, it can be a newsletter subscription, an invitation to listen to a call, a recorded call. It could be an invitation to listen to a podcast. Again, all of these free offers are targeting those pain points that we talked about earlier. Okay, so that's the first call to action, something that's free, no obligation, I don't have to call anybody, I don't have to show up anywhere, I'm just getting to know you, I'm not ready yet, who are you? What? Get off of me. People are wanting to just taste, they don't want the whole meal. Okay, so that's the first call to action. The second call to action that you need to offer is someone who knows what you do, they are interested, but they're not quite ready to jump way in because they're weighing their options between you and somebody else. They know they need you, but they're not quite ready to buy because they don't have the budget yet, or they're in the process of comparing your service to someone else. So at that point, you need to offer them something that has a higher level of engagement. And that's when you invite them to an event, a webinar that's paid, maybe just an entry-level fee, something less than $200 that they can do just to have a low level of engagement, but just a little baby step towards the sale, but not fully committed, just halfway in. $25, $75, $150, just something to show, hey, I'm interested, but I'm not ready to go 100% yet. So something that you can charge a nominal fee for, where they can just get to know you better, but they're not ready to fully engage yet. Okay, and then the third level of engagement for your third call to action, small, medium, large call to action is going to be, come into my office for a consultation. You can charge, not charge, whatever your process is. Because in this stage, you actually have to be in front of the person or actually talking to the person. That's the third level where we're actually meeting. I'm going to your place, you're coming to my place, we're jumping on a call, we're doing a conference, a web conference with the board of directors. We're ready to go. Let's get the information so I can get signed up. So call to action 1, something free. Call to action 2, nominal fee. Call to action 3, I'm ready to go, let's get started. So whatever that is for your respective businesses, think about what type of offers you can give on your website that's small, medium, and large. Okay? And that call to action can also be expressed through social media. You can say, hey, I have this free webinar. Hey, I have a subscription to a great newsletter. Subscribe. Hey, I'm available for a consultation. Sign up. Okay, so this is going to make the difference between you and somebody else. You having all those different options to engage. Most websites just say, give me a call, free consultation. Give me a call, ask for a proposal. And you don't want that. You want, sign up for the newsletter, watch this video, sign up for the webinar, come to my event, read this white paper, and then come into the office for the consultation. You know, you're too many steps ahead. You got to pull it back a little bit and offer a little bit more value first, and then people will warm up to you and want to engage. And when they do want to engage, you'll be surprised by how excited they are to work with you. Okay, so online reviews are great because you're allowing a third party to say how great you are. So if you go in front of someone and say, hey, I'm great, and people say, of course you'll say you're great because you want me to do business with you, you want my money. But if someone else says you're great, then that adds more validity and credibility to your statement, right? And so online directories like Google My Business, if you're a restaurant, maybe Yelp. If you're a home service provider, maybe Angie's List or House or Home Advisor. If you are part of an organization, maybe having shout outs online from the people that are members of that organization, maybe endorsement letters that are publicly published online. If people read these things from a third party after doing a Google search, they're going to really want to do business with you. I had a client that walked in and threw $3,000 on my desk. I don't want to do business with you. I want you to build my website. I said, sir, you said eyes on me 5 minutes ago. How do you know you want to do business with me? He said, I saw your website. I saw your reviews. I saw your social media. I saw your staff. I looked you up online. You're good. I said, well, okay. Exactly. But he was ready to go. He was pre-sold. And I didn't have to do a thing. He looked it all up himself. So if you put yourself in position on the internet to be seen in a favorable light, then people will walk in, they're already ready to go. Okay, business listings, again, I just mentioned those. Google My Business, Angie's List, house the organizations that you're a part of. Make sure you have a nice listing that talks about your power statement and the problems you solve. And if it allows for reviews, get as many positive reviews as you possibly can. And if you do get a negative review, that's okay, as long as the positive outweighs the negative. Because everyone knows when you're dealing with the public, you're going to have a few bad apples and people who give you a hard time, and that's just the part of the nature of business when you're dealing with hundreds of people. But if you have a bad review, don't freak out. Just make sure you have lots of positive reviews to refute it, and then people will trust you. Industry-specific websites. If you're a part of real estate, for example, or senior living, you want to make sure that you're a part of those websites that are involved with those industries. Okay, and so once you have your online presence in place, great website, great social media, your business is listed with every directory where your customers are, your business is associated with all of the business associations and organizations that's relevant to your target audience, then you have made it to the point where you're ready to connect. So, networking is one of the greatest ways to promote your business and to connect to your target audience because it's not very expensive, it just takes your time. And once you're networking in places where your target audience is, then you are making that connection. Another way to connect to other businesses is through sponsorships. If you know that your business is a good fit for a business that other businesses that are attending an event, like a golf tournament, for example, these are going to be people with a budget that can afford your service. If it's an industry-specific conference and you know all of your target audience is going to be there, then you need to sponsor that event. You need to sponsor the lunch. You need to sponsor the hole for the golf tournament. You need to sponsor the lunch. You need your brand in front of your target audience when it comes to B2B. Events. You can put on your own event. And sometimes it doesn't have to be educational. It can be for entertainment purposes. You can have a happy hour. You can go bowling. You can just invite all of your target audience members to something fun that they can do, sponsored by your company. Social media, paid media. Now let me talk to you about your website. Once you have your website conditioned with the right message, with the power statement, with the problems that you solve, and your testimonials, and your case studies, and your comparison charts, and your call to action, small, medium, and large, kind of building up here, then you need a way to promote the website so the right people can find it. How do you do that? Through SEO, search engine optimization. That is the process of figuring out what search terms your ideal prospect would use to find a service like yours. Okay, so if that's for jewelry, that maybe a boutique's looking for a wholesaler that they can purchase product from for their store, maybe they would put in wholesale jewelry, wholesale custom jewelry, and you want your website to show up at the top for that. If it's for an affordable website for a small business, affordable website for a small business in Georgia, you want your website to show up for that. If it's for a freelance graphic designer, then you want your website to show up for that. If it's for executive corporate gifts, you want your website to show up for that. On and on and on, If it's for business coaching, business consulting, a specific kind of coaching, you want your website to show up for that. So search engine optimization is very powerful only when you have the right messaging, the power statement, and the small, medium, and large call to actions and the problems you solve. Another way that you can connect is through social media. LinkedIn now has a capability which will allow you to sign up for something called Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator will let you create a search for all of your target audience, all of your prospective clients, and then you can send them email messages or a message directly in their inbox through LinkedIn. That's very powerful because you can go straight to the decision maker of the organizations that you're trying to reach. You can pinpoint them by the company that they work for, the size of the company that they work for, the actual title that they hold, their location. You can super target exactly the person that you're trying to reach. Once you're tapped into LinkedIn and you can pinpoint your target audience, B2B, then you can send them a message. Now the message needs to be, again, going to the worksheet, the power statement and the problems that you solve. And then once you direct them to your website, it's going to show a preponderance of proof that you actually can do what you say you can do, because you are talking directly to their pain, whatever they're going through at that time. Okay, so paid media allows you to set a budget, $500, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, however much you want to spend in a month's time, to pinpoint and target your prospective client and send them a message through LinkedIn. You can send the message in 3 ways on LinkedIn as a B2B professional. You can do a sponsored ad where the ad just shows up in their feed. You can do an in-mail ad or in-mail message where the message shows up in their inbox. And you can do a text ad where the ad just shows up on the sidebar of the feed. So those are 3 ways. Also, there are software systems out there and available that the Mauldin Group actually offers where we can systematically send an in-mail message to your prospective client through LinkedIn once you identify and target the titles, the job, and the location that that prospective client is in. So we can send a sequence of messages once a day, once every 3 days, once a week, once a month, that will just drip on them that compelling message of your power statement so they can eventually visit your website and follow through on one of the 3 calls to action, small, medium, large. Free, semi-paid, nominal fee, or, hey, I'm ready to go, let's get started. I'm coming to your office.
Drawing money on your desk.
Yes. I'm ready to go. So LinkedIn is so powerful. I'm just so excited about LinkedIn right now. They're doing some incredible things. You can add video to the feed directly, and then they will show it to all the people who are connected to you, whether that's hundreds or thousands of people, they will see that video. I just recently won Business Person of Excellence through the Greater North Fulton Chamber. Thank you. That happened this week, and I posted it online, okay? I got So many people who reached out to me and said, congratulations, well deserved, good job, you deserve this. And it was so heartwarming and great. But what's even greater is the fact that when they posted on my post saying I won, then the fact that they liked it showed on other people's feeds. And that expanded my reach even further. And then more people wanted to connect to me, which was incredible. I got 3 people over the last 3 days contact me through LinkedIn to do business with me. When you have the leads coming in through the website, through your social media, through the online directories that you're listed on, through your personal network, it is a beautiful thing. So earlier today, I talked about seed time and harvest. Seed time and harvest. So when you position yourself on your website, through social media, through your online directories, through your business associations, through your referral networks, through your clients, and you connect to your target audience, you're planting the seed. And the seed is planted. They know who you are. Now it's time to nurture the seed so it can grow. A lot of people plant the seed and then just stare at it and say, why aren't you growing? I planted you. Why aren't you growing? I met you. Why aren't you buying from me? It's because you didn't nurture it long enough. You have to nurture it. And so I'm going to share some ways to nurture that relationship. So you want to follow up and build that relationship by connecting with your B2B prospects on social media. You can do this through Twitter. You can do this through LinkedIn. Those are the most important 2. You can connect with them through email, and you're sending them a once a month deal, once a week deal, something that's not annoying. And then once you have connected with them, then you can start to share content that shows you're an expert and a problem solver. And these are your tools. It's kind of like a tool belt, a sales tool belt. And so a lot of people, when they need to take a hammer and nail it into the wall instead of a hammer, they're pulling out a spoon. And that's not going to work. You got to pull out a hammer if you need to nail the nail in the wall. So the type of tool that I'm asking you to use to deepen that connection, to nurture that relationship, is maybe a coffee meeting. Let me get to know you. Don't necessarily say, hey, I'm trying to have a sales call with you, because it's like, whoa, I don't know you. I'm not ready for a sales call. And then people will block you and be annoyed. But a coffee is fine because we're just getting to know each other. Okay? Randy, you and I had a coffee meeting. I think it went great. And then you eventually became a client. So again, engaging in your business associations. I'm also a member of Business Community Network, which Deborah Schwartz-Griffin represents. And it's a phenomenal network of business owners who are at the executive level, and I'm able to network with them. And I do with them what I'm telling you to do with your network, which is invite them to coffee, get to know them. It's not a sales call, it's I'm getting to know you. And then after that, you can engage them by sending them informative emails, having a fantastic online presence. So when they do that research like Randy did to me, they're impressed, they're ready to engage. They're engaging with the call to action, small, medium, or large. Then you can add your videos, which I have on my website. Video, I'm getting video right now, which will go on my website. And you can also do things like podcasting and add that to your website and share that with your prospect. You can let your prospects know when you're showing up on the media. So if you're showing up on TV or on the radio, or you were featured in a magazine or in a newspaper, you want to shoot that to your prospect. Hey, just wanted to share with you, I was going to be on Fox News today. Hope you get a chance to check it out. Have a great day. I'm not trying to sell you, I'm just providing value. You provide value first and then nurture that relationship, and then the sale comes later. Also, you might want to give them a call. You can send them a newsletter and also send them an ebook that you wrote. It's okay to send the Forbes articles and the entrepreneur.com articles, and that's helpful and it's great as a supplement. But if you take control and provide the content yourself, create the content yourself, or hire someone to create the content for you, then you come across as more of an expert and not someone just sharing somebody else's content. Like, you come across as the real deal, like, you know your stuff. And I've been at this for over 16 years, so I know my stuff. So I can just spew this out for 10 hours. This whole conference today could be 10 hours. I know you don't have that much time, but I really can talk that long about it because I enjoy what I do. So this nurturing process can take days, weeks, months, even years. I've had people contact me that I've met many years ago. This woman here, I haven't seen in years. I've never seen, I have seen at a conference, and then I see you today, a few years later. Why? I nurtured that relationship. So I stay in touch with hundreds of people, thousands of people at the same time by emailing them once a month to let them know what I have going on and to provide value about the problems that I solve. Okay, and I give them my power statement. They know that I care about them, and then they're ready to engage when the budget is there. Okay, so the newsletter is essential, but make sure it's not self-promotional. Make sure it just provides a ton of value, because you've been at this for a long time. You know what you're doing. You know your problems, the problems that you solve. Just solve problems all day long, and people will come to you. And then if you have time, write a book. Write a physical book and actually give it to people, or an ebook and email it to people. And that will also position you as an expert in your field at what you do. And when people read your book and they see your newsletter, and then they see you on social media, and they visit your website, and then they watch your videos, then they make a conclusion like, okay, I'm going to work with this person, because obviously I've seen them work with other people. They have the case studies, they have the testimonials, I see the reviews. Apparently they know what they're talking about, so I'm going to go ahead and engage. Now that can take a few weeks, that can take a few months, it can take a few years, but continue to nurture with that building relationship portion, okay? And then at the end, you close the sale, because after you've nurtured the seed, now you're ready for your harvest. All these people are calling you, I'm ready to go, let's get started. What you do then is make it easy for them to sign the contract with you, a seamless process, preferably online. An e-signature is super easy versus having all this paperwork to sign. You want to make it easy to pay. Cash, check, charge, whatever it is, super easy, money's there. And then you want to make it clear what the next steps are to get started with you. You never want people to sign a contract, pay, and then wonder, what do I do next? What am I supposed to do? I'm confused. I thought you were going to call me. I thought you were going to email me. When does it start? Always make sure that the prospect, the new client now, is ready with all the instructions they need to move forward. Okay? And then always show gratitude. I know Tracy's going to like this. I know Mark's going to like this. Not only do you thank them in person, but you thank them by email as well, and then you thank them with a physical gift. You can send them a card, you can send them a gift card, you can send them a basket. Okay, so once they sign the contract, they pay, and then you deliver the service, then you provide the service with excellence. You do a good job. Do not ask for a referral until after the job is completed and they're satisfied with the results. I've had so many people do business with me and then ask me for referrals the entire course of the project or the service. It's like, send me a referral, send me a referral. Oh, do you have any clients that can use my service? Do you have any clients? No, I don't have any clients that can use your service, because you haven't done for me what you told me you were going to do. Now, take care of me first, and then I'll give you a referral. Okay, so that's just so annoying when someone badgers you for a referral and they haven't even proven their value yet. So always deliver excellent service. And then when they tell you, wow, this is great, you did a great job on this. Really? Now, would you mind telling that on video? Would you mind writing that in an endorsement letter? Would you mind giving me a case study like Sherry asked me for just now? Absolutely, I'll do a case study. Would you mind putting that in an online review on Google for me? Sure, no problem. Then you make it easy for them by providing them with a template or the actual link by which they do it. Don't expect them to make the time to do it on their own. You have to remind them, because this is important, because people are going to use this testimonial to determine if they're going to do business with you in the future. Other people are going to see it. So you're going to take that testimonial and you're going to share it on your website, you're going to share it on social media, you're going to share it with your prospective clients, and you're going to share it with strategic partners. And by the way, strategic partners are just as important as prospects, so you want to meet with them at least once a quarter, and you want to send them a gift. I had someone I was introduced to, a strategic partner that's a software developer. When he met me, he sent me a promotional cup with his logo on it and a picture of his team for the 4th of July. I was just so blown away and shocked by this nice cup. Oh, this is nice. So we deepened our relationship, we nurtured it, and just this week I referred him a piece of business worth over $200,000. Okay, how did I do that? Why did I do that? He sent me a cup and I thought it was cute. So that shows the power of strategic partners. You have to nurture the relationship to show the value first. You have to give a physical gift. You come to these guys, physical gift, not just, thank you, goodbye. Okay, I want to be appreciated. I want to be respected. Okay. All right, so you do all this, and then you multiply your efforts by hiring someone else to do the exact same thing for you. So now that you have the seed process down packed, now you have the nurturing process down packed, now it's time to hire someone to come in and do the exact same thing with you and for you. And the more people you have on your team doing this awesome sales process, the bigger your organization will grow, the bigger your profits will be. Make sense? All right. So one of the first things that people do when they look you up is see your LinkedIn profile. That's why it's critical that your LinkedIn profile is sharp. Great photograph, great messaging that's targeting that power statement, that's targeting those problems that you solve. And then I have a free book, Green Eggs and Ham. Now, I know we're all grown-ups in this room, but whether you know it or not, there's a little kid deep down inside of you. And I'm going to read to you a children's book. This is my favorite because this guy, Sam I Am, he wouldn't let up. I am Sam. Sam I Am. That Sam I Am, that Sam I Am. I do not like that Sam I Am. He didn't even like him. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I Am. I do not like green eggs and ham. So he planted the seed right there. He said he wasn't ready. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I Am. I know it by heart because I love it. So then he goes on and on. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? Would you like them with a box? Would you like them with a fox? Would you like them in the rain? Would you like them on the train? Would you like them here or there? Would you like them anywhere? He said, no, I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I Am. Yet he persisted. He said, I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I Am. He still persisted. Jesus, he was on him. He did not stop. He just kept following up. Okay, so ultimately, he wore them down, and then he tried them. He tried the green eggs and ham. I don't know about this. And then he goes, say, I like green eggs and ham. I do. I like them, Sam I Am. And I would eat them in a boat, and I would eat them with a goat. And I will eat them in the rain and on the train and in a tree. They are so good, you see. And so I will eat them in a box, and I will eat them with a fox. And I will eat them in a house, and I will eat them with a mouse. And I will eat them here and there. Say, I'll eat them anywhere. All right, so I said all that to say, follow up like Sam. Plant your seeds, nurture your seeds, and then you will reap a bountiful harvest.
There you go.
it.